Hello, welcome to Country Stitchers. I'm Liz.
Hi, I'm Deb.
And happy birthday to Carrie.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Today my daughter turned 30-something.
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 That's good.
She's not 35 yet, so at least you have a zone to go with there. I wanted to touch base on a couple of things. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us. This is our needlework channel. And we had a video, number 59, where Deb referenced a pattern called Serenity Harbor. It's a series by the Bay, B-A-Y, Needleworks. And I was going to put the link in the Dropbox, and I was going through cleaning out notes and just double checking things, and I found the reference that I was going to put the link there and did not. So it is there now on video 59, and also are your color list.
Good.
For the water and the couple things that you changed on there. So
Great, because Vanessa, I know you wanted to know, again, you were getting all of the charts, and you wanted to know the colors that I used for the water. So that's where she can find everything?
she can, video
Perfect.
59.
Perfect, all right, great.
And then, just as an order of business, those of you who have watched us for a while know we were having trouble with our recording, being interrupted at odd times and for no rhyme or reason. We've had help from the YouTube Partner Program, like to thank them. Ended up deleting our app and reinstalling our app. I still don't know how it affected her phone, but it affected her phone too. It was my app. So anyway, it's working. We're happy.
Yay.
And thanks to Anna at the YouTube Partner Program for her help. And then today is going to be kind of fun. We have some different things, not cataclysmically different, but different. One of them might be a little enlightening. And then we have another spotlight.
Yes.
And it's pretty different too. And we're going to do it a little differently. And you just never know what you're going to find. We do have some Floss Friends videos out there now. If you haven't seen them, you might want to take a look. It just is kind of a different format for us, and we're enjoying it.
Yes.
And a quick hello to the Willow Tree Sampler Guild. We haven't said hi to them in a while, and they just had their retreat.
I know.
We didn't get to go, but we will get there. We have it on the calendar to check it out initially, and right away after the announcement for it next year, we will be watching. And Judy Odell is the purveyor of the lap stand that many people asked me about, that sat behind me, not here, but in my craft room. And I just wanted to let people know that her site is no longer selling anything. She has officially retired, so we wish her well in this part of her journey. And then a welcome back to Faye.
Yeah.
I saw a note from her to someone in Facebook about coming back and starting finishing work again. It was last week, and she said she was looking forward to this week. So I believe she's back to finishing. And
Awesome.
I'm so glad that's gotten to this point for her. That must have been a really long summer.
That would be awful.
It would have been.
Yeah. I'd rather hurt my leg or my foot than my hand.
Yes, or my elbows, or
Oh,
my
yeah.
arms. That was a...
So many other things to hurt.
We're glad you're back. So, at this point, I guess we can look at the comments we've gotten from people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Deb reminded me, there was something that went with the hello, happy birthday, Carrie sign, and I wanted to just show you where I've gotten to. This is for your birthday. It's from Primitive Stitcher, Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine, and it's the previous issue, which was, here we go,
Summer.
the summer issue. And it is, my layout is a little different. Use your imagination, Carrie. And this is where we are. I finished the mermaid. I just have the bottom lettering to do,
Very cool.
and I really like it. Can you see it there? I can't
Yes,
see it.
yes.
I
Yep,
hope you can see
perfect,
it.
perfect.
Awesome. So
Yep.
anyway, Carrie, that's in progress. And Kylie, I have not stopped working on your butterfly.
Nice.
And Kelsey's little project. I have them all in process.
Sweet.
We're moving.
All right. And for those of you that like the cuckoo clock that we showed, or that you heard last time, it's right up there. So
It's behind me now.
Yeah.
It's not.
So I'm sure you'll probably hear that go off. again, while we're doing this.
It did ring not too long ago.
It
I
did.
thought that was funny.
Yeah, yeah. I thought this was cute. It's from Country Stitcher, but it's Country with a K. I thought that was cute. She loved your unicorn scissor fob that you
Oh.
showed, and she wanted to know where she could get the unicorn.
Okay. This is the fob that I made for Kylie, my granddaughter. And that little charm at the bottom and the beads above it. I think I bought the strands too to go with that. I got them all at Hobby Lobby when I was there
Good.
about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Mary Ann Adams, she's just getting back into cross stitch. And she wanted to know, does anyone spray Scotchguard on their Aida or linen before stitching it anymore?
I had never heard of that.
I don't.
I would be concerned about doing it with the threads and fibers today that are over-dyed, and some of the different types of fibers to make sure that nothing
Yeah.
would be problematic between the two.
Yeah, I
But
don't know. I don't.
I never do that. I
Yeah.
sometimes press my fabric if it's really creased or if it's just really kind of funky looking. I'll press it a little bit, but I've never washed it.
Yeah. Bobby Taylor, she wanted to know if I saw the kit or the pattern of the cow, it looks like Hank, in the Hirschner's catalog. I did. I
That's
did.
Hannah Dale.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Liz and I spent time this morning going down the
Reviewing.
rabbit hole of checking them all out. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. There were so many that we hadn't even seen.
Yep.
What were we looking, what site
I
was that?
took us to Hixie Soft, Hixxy Soft, all one word, on Etsy. And
Oh my
they
goodness.
have all the Bothy thread kits that come from England.
Yeah.
And on the DL,
Oh.
they're about $20 cheaper
Yeah.
on the Etsy site there than they are in Hirschner's catalog.
Yep.
So I'm not sure why, but that's where I bought my Clydesdale kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bought it there because I
Yeah.
found it so much less expensive.
Yeah, there's so many cute ones. But yes, I love the one of Hank. They should name it Hank.
They should have.
Melissa, she wanted to know if I would list my color changes for Olga. I am using the called for colors except the white. I think they call for oatmeal, and I'm using grits because that's one of my favorite whites. But I did kind of stitch some, only a little bit, but some different colors in different areas. And when I did get her finished. So when I show you that, I'll let you know
So don't go
where I
away.
changed it. Yeah, but other than the grits, I am using the colors that are called for in that. Liz, the kitty pattern in our last Floss Friends video, there's a kitty pattern that was kind of behind you by the window. Do you know,
Done on black.
Judy wanted to know, yeah, maybe what pattern that was.
I do not know the name of the pattern. I believe it was from a magazine, and it would have predated 1997 because it was stitched for me by my girlfriend, Mim, as a gift. I think it was a birthday present, or she gave it to me before I moved.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a
Okay.
while ago. But
that's
no,
stitched
I
on
never
black
had the
Aida,
pattern.
isn't
It
it?
is.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
she stitched it on
Yeah.
black, and it was
Yeah,
Aida.
it's very cute.
Yeah, she did beautiful work.
Gary's Only Gal, she wanted to know, she thought she remembered us saying that we used a hoop that did not leave rings in our fabric.
That would be the Hardwick.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Or Q-snap, I mean, they
Right.
don't, but that's not really a hoop.
Yeah. And the Harwick hoops, we bought them at Salty Yarns.
Yeah,
And
Hardwick Manor is
Hardwick
actually
Manor,
the whole name
yeah.
of them.
And Salty Yarns carries many different sizes there also.
Yeah, anything from 5 to 14 inch they have.
Yeah. Yep. Rebecca, she wanted to know how my pool is coming along. Thanks, that's nice. Right now it's at a standstill. It's just busy time and lots going on, and we won't be swimming this year.
I was
Let's
gonna
put
say,
it that way.
I'm dry, so it's not done.
Yeah. Liz did not bring her swimsuit today.
No.
Yes. I do have a few more, some emails. Do you want me to finish up and then you jump in, or what would you like?
Go for it.
Go for it? Okay. I had a couple people ask me if I had moved on with my Huckleberry pattern that I had shown. Oof.
Buckleberry?
Buckleberry, that one. That one.
Rosewood Manor.
Yeah.
Okay, Huck.
Didn't know I was stitching Huck Finn, did
I
you?
call you Finn, yeah.
But I also never showed Diane's finish. Now, Diane was the one working on this pattern when we fell in love with it in the lobby of Salty Yarns. And this is her finish. It's so pretty. And it's a beautiful pattern. It is all DMC,
Did she stitch hers over one?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah. I'm just going to zoom in on the pattern a little bit too to show you. But it's absolutely beautiful. It is all DMC, and it looks like it's variegated threads, but that's because...
A lot of thread
Oh,
changes.
man, so many. And that's why I kind of put it aside, because I really have to be in the mood to...
That's work.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. You know
It's
what?
beautiful. It is gorgeous.
That's where I have really come to appreciate my needle cushion that I keep on my chair arm.
Yeah.
Because I sit down now and I preload the threads for the area I'm stitching. And if I have a lot of one color, I'll preload 3 or 4 needles and stick them there. And it makes it so much nicer when I'm changing color to just put that down and pick up the next one and not have to get the scissors, get the thread,
Yeah.
load the needle.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's one that does that a lot. That's what makes it so pretty. Donna, you had sent me an email a little while ago, and I kept meaning to check out what you wanted me to check out, and I forgot. Sorry. But you wanted to know my color conversions for Hello Fall by Plum Street Sampler. And so Liz and I were talking about this because I think that was when I really didn't. I did not give you a conversion to go ahead and list.
No. We didn't.
So we're going to try and figure that out. I'm going to see if I can figure out what I did use. Maybe we'll know by next video. But I just want to let you know that I'm no longer forgetting you. I found you.
And actually, if you go back in the videos, I forget, I don't have it in front of me, but at one point when I talked about putting together a conversion PDF file for the color conversions, what we listed there was as far back as we went,
Yeah.
which I think...
I know I didn't give them to you, but I have
No.
to see if I can.
I think Needleworker, the one on your wall downstairs in the craft room, might have been as far back as we went at
Okay.
that point in time.
Yeah.
The Little House Needleworks ABC.
Yeah. So I'll have to see if I can figure that out for you. Sorry about that. Ramona, she wanted to know, she's doing the Stitch Every Day piece like I did on the box, and she wanted to know what count fabric and what fabric I used, and it was 32 count doubloon fabric. And also she was thinking that it looked like I had cording under my satin stitches. So I wasn't quite sure what you meant, but Liz and I was talking to Liz about it, and she had a good point. I want to show you, this is the pattern that we're talking about. It's by Kathy Haberman, and it's the one that I put on the box. So this is Kathy's chart, and this is my stitching down here. And in Kathy's chart, there's a row of stitches right along here, satin stitches. But when I did mine, I used different colors, but I did 2 rows. See the yellowish gold colors here? And there, that's better. It does kind of look like they're puffed up, almost like I would have stuck something underneath the satin stitches, but I did not. I did do 2 rows, though, of satin stitches. And that's what Liz and I were talking about. The direction I stitched it, the first row, I stitched down the whole way across. And then my second row, I stitched up to meet that first row, the whole way across. And I think sometimes that gives you a puffier look. I didn't stick anything underneath my satin stitches. It's just satin stitches.
Yeah, and I think you get that definite line where the stitches meet, but then beneath that is that darker color, which then gives you the depth at the bottom. So I think you have 2 things going on there, but
Yeah.
it's flat. It's just a flat satin stitch.
It is, yeah. So I think that's what you meant. I hope so. This is, another picture of the box.
The box. It will forever be known as the box.
The box. So I put it on the top, and I put cording around the outside of it, but I think you're talking about these satin stitches in through here, I think. So hopefully I got that right for you. And I think that's
You
about
done
it.
chattering?
I think.
All right. First, I'd like to thank Kim Esmond. She sent me
Yes.
something in the mail. I have to share it. I had shown my Wicked Accident pattern last week that I finished, and she had this piece of fabric she thought that I might be able to do something with, and I fell in love with it. It
Woo,
is,
it
it's
says
got-
Halloween.
and it's got I don't know which point you're seeing the fabric, but there's a hat, a witch's
yeah.
hat, and then there's a haunted
Brooms.
house and broom and a spider web and pumpkins.
And the moon.
So
there's
it will
the
be fun.
house. Yep.
And it's got a nice neutral, an overdyed background. I think I did it on Wren, maybe. I might have even done that one on doubloon. I think I did do it on doubloon Aida. But it'll look really pretty on this. So thank you
Cool.
very much, Kim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a shot.
Yeah.
Figure something out with that. I'm debating between, well, I'm not gonna tell you. You'll see it when I get done. And then I wanted to show a picture of something that came to me via email. This was from a viewer named Jerry, and it's taken in a direction that's always gonna switch when I hold it up. But it's done by, it's
Oh.
better sideways, I think. It gives a
Sideways,
better
or-
view, even though it's gonna be
It's
sideways.
upside down?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
They
okay?
can still read it. It's a crossword by Long Dog Sampler. And I had never seen this pattern until she sent it, and I really like the blue satin thread. She's doing it in silk.
Ooh.
It's got really pretty blue and teal and purple. It doesn't quite come out in this translation, but I really like it.
Very pretty.
So thanks for sharing that, Jerry. And then this one came from Maria, and she is so busy. She stitches so many things. I just thought that was a really cute summer pattern.
Oh, yeah. Now, who is this? What pattern is this?
It's called Joyful Summer.
Okay.
I don't know who the designer is. I don't even hazard a guess, but it's just cute.
Yeah. Very cute. Very cool.
Then I had an inquiry from Emmy in the Pittsburgh area about needle workshops. And we had just done a little discussion on 2 videos about the needletravel.com. So we had talked about a couple of them that we knew had closed that I had been to. And I did a quick search using the internet site and the app, and it came up with 5 shops. Beehive Needle Arts, Quilters Depot, Tonadale Yarn and Needlecraft, Country Counter, and the Memory Tree and Yarn Branch. I thought that was a funny
That
name.
is cute.
But all of these say that they have some cross-stitch supplies. Country Counter says mostly cross-stitch. They're actually in New Kensington, which I've been to. I thought, oh my gosh, if I was still working out in Murraysville, I'd be going to that New Kensington shop. But then there's also, they range from Monongahela to Oakdale, Arnold, New Kensington, and Pittsburgh.
Monongahela. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of little shops, but
Cool.
it would be fun just to do the circuit, like take
Oh,
a Saturday
yeah.
afternoon and go travel. The farthest from Pittsburgh Center was like 17 miles, so
Oh,
it's all in that area.
nice.
Yeah,
Don't
so-
lose that list.
Yep, and so Emmy, if I find any more, I'll let you know, but that's what we have. I had emailed her too, but I just want to let people know how well that was working. Cynthia McNally, we did mention in our Floss Friends episode 2 that we had heard from Cynthia about the Dimensions kit for Scenic Farm.
Yay. Yep.
So keep your eyes open in the fall, and we may actually have something fun going on in conjunction with that. We'll keep you posted. Then I had someone ask me about lobster clasps with my peyote. And I thought that was actually an awesome question because I did not know how big the lobster clasps were that I use because they came in the kit. Well, then I would go to Walmart and they sold packages of 4 that were all the same size, and so did Joann's. But I paid no attention to the size. So I ordered them online and I was reading the sizes and I thought 12 millimeters, that sounds like a pretty good size. And I ordered it. Oh my goodness. That's this one at the end. Take a look at that teeny tiny little lobster clasp hooked onto the bigger one.
I'd like to see you get that on scissors.
Well, and here's the fun part. I wanted to give you a visual. That 12 millimeter one, right there, that doesn't even go across my thumb, is hanging on one that is 18 millimeters. Now, go figure. To me, that is not proportionate at all. I would not think that was just 6 more millimeters and that it got that much bigger. And that is plenty big enough to go over scissors. But then these are 22 millimeters. And they're ginormous. And then there's this one that came on my needle puller. And I think that one's, oh gosh, let's see, that one's probably, I think this one's 24. So if you look at the difference between those two, that doesn't make much sense, but the way they measure it is the top to the stem. It doesn't even have anything to do with the width.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I finally figured out. I laid them all out until I could get the measurements correct. So it's very deceiving. You think, oh, a couple millimeters won't make a difference, but when you're enlarging the whole thing by a couple millimeters, it makes a huge difference. So I hope that's helpful in that discussion. I have decided that for my purposes, I like the 22 millimeter because then it doesn't really matter whether people are putting them on a scissor or a zipper or around a purse handle,
Yeah.
book bag, whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll fit. So
Nice.
there's a little graphic for you. That was really fun. And then I just wanted to make a mention of something that I want to talk about in a future video. There is a project that I found out about. You can actually stitch it yourself, but it's a historic piece, and it goes back in time to the Battle of Hastings. That's all I'm going to say about it. Some of you may know if you're a history buff. I showed it to you once. But I'm not going to mention any more about it. Just stay tuned, and you'll see. It's going to be fun. Go ahead.
Sorry, do you have, I forgot, I wanted to say, Victoria, she wanted to know, she was interested in the folk children chart that I held up in one of our other videos, the ones that look angry.
You're happy people.
Yeah, happy little children. Once you give them eyebrows, they will be fine. But this is it. She couldn't get the name of it, and she wanted some more info on it. So this is the chart. It is the Design Connections Folk Children Portraits, original art by Kathy Jennings. Okay, so if you're gonna also stitch these angry little children along with me. Don't worry, we'll give them eyebrows. They'll be happy, happy, happy. Oh, and also she...
Oh, that was it. That's all you can talk about.
No, she loves going to classes at Salty Yarns. And she was so excited. She comes from North Carolina, and she gets a direct flight into Salisbury. And she also joined the Delaware Valley Historic Sampler Guild.
Awesome.
So that's awesome. Yeah.
Draw all those connections, huh?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yes. Sweet. All
Well,
right.
Okay, I have a little section called Lost and Found here. This cleaning the craft room is going to give me so much mileage, I'll tell you. I was going through the other day, and I was actually looking for something specific, but I ran into so many other things, and it was fun. I just wanted to share a couple of them. This pattern goes back to an old Leisure Arts magazine. I don't even have the date, but you'll recognize it. If any of you subscribe to Leisure Arts, you'll notice it right off the bat. It was called Cat Eyes, and it's just a little pattern that does the eyes and the nose and the whiskers. But I did these for Carrie and Kevin when they were little on sweatshirts.
Did you?
Oh, and they loved them. They would put their kitty shirts on. At the time, we didn't have cats, but we had had them before. And so they loved anything with kitties. And I'm thinking this would be a fun pattern to do for some other little ones that I have now. So you may see this again in a different form pretty quick. And I may,
This
I
is
was
pretty.
thinking, I might do the eyes to match theirs.
Oh, cool.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I won't say
Good
who's
idea.
anything else, because
Good
they're
idea.
gonna figure this out before I'm done anyway.
You're just all full of secrets today. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. Give me a week by myself. Now, this one is from a calendar
I
that
love
I
those
got.
ice skates.
And this was the keepsake calendar, but I don't know which year. Let's see, 2011. Now I know. The ice skates are what I wanted to show you.
That's so pretty.
But this was put with an ornament.
That's beautiful too.
Yes, but
There's
here's the
more.
but. I honestly think that they go better with my
Yeah.
light post.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think those two together somehow would be
Cute.
awesome on the wall. So I pulled out my, now the lighthouse is from, which magazine? Let's see. It is from, this is a secret too.
Hey, I have an idea.
Oh,
Why
just cross stitch.
Why don't you stitch the skates
Hanging from
over
the post.
one hanging from the post,
That-
because you already got the bow.
That's what I was thinking.
No, it wasn't.
It
I'm just
was.
kidding.
I was thinking we have bows on both of them.
Yeah.
So great minds think alike.
Yeah, so
Wouldn't that
just
be
stitch
cool?
just stitch this as is.
Yep.
And add the ice skates.
Like right here.
No, you know what I would do?
What?
This is even better.
Lean them against the bottom.
No, I would hang them from there, but stitch this on a different piece of fabric.
Oh, and let them hang.
Yeah, 3D.
Hang. Yeah.
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or
would be neat.
stitch them on perforated paper.
All these options.
Perforated paper and hang them
Yeah.
from there.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah.
Or stitch them
Cool.
on Converse sneakers and hang them
Hang
from
them
the
from
post.
there.
Oh, options.
Nobody else. Hey, turn your Converse sneakers into ice skates.
There,
put the
put a
skate
blade on the bottom.
Yes.
Yep.
There you
Yep,
go.
yep.
Look
Okay,
at that.
done. Don't even have to stitch
Done.
them now. I'll just
D-U-N.
hang them on the post.
Finished.
All right, moving right along. You
my
might
gosh.
recognize this from Lizzie Kate's Boo Club.
This is so cute.
It was her spooky double flip. And let's see. I did mine on even weave.
That is so cute.
And right now, and I just started this. I haven't gotten very far. I started it a couple of years ago on our retreat for Jamboree. I'm on the first flip. I have all of the flips. But I only started on spook, and I'm doing it over one. So it's not going to be quite as long. So that's where we are. We did the spooky part.
That is so
And
cute.
it did
I like
go
it on that
quick.
fabric.
Remember, I think I did that in like a couple of evenings while we were sitting down there.
Yep.
And it's, the even weave is 25. So I didn't need a lot of magnification at all to do it.
Okay, good.
And what I liked about it is one thread, and these are
Yeah.
overdyed.
Oh,
So it
okay.
makes it conservative too. And the thread palette is the same for just about all of them. This was the whole kit and caboodle.
Pretty colors.
Yeah. And they go all the way down through the whole
Nice.
set. And the lost and found factor, when I finished these and actually put these back into the floss cupboard, we'll have colors we didn't even know we had. I'm looking at this and I'm going, purple, oh wow. Which one is that? Purple Majesty.
That is purple.
Yes, it is. And there's a couple of different, what's that? Oh, what's that color called? Tomato. Oh, that's right. I thought that looked more like a rust color than a tomato color, but that's Gentle Arts. Anyway,
Yeah,
fun,
they're pretty.
fun,
Yeah.
fun.
Very
So
pretty.
I was thinking this is kind of fun because I found a couple of my fall patterns I hadn't even looked at in a while, that being one of them. Then we had this one. Oh, you'll recognize it. Get ready. Ready?
Ready.
This is my Cricut Collections autumn pillow. Did I have that right? Oops, now I do.
There you go.
And this I took on one of our trips too, to start. Deb had already been working on hers. This goes back a ways to our earlier videos.
I will show you mine.
Yes.
I worked
Ready? Hers and mine. See the resemblance? So, anyway, she had her pillow finished.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
But this reminds me of when we're down there at the Jamboree in Salty Yarns stitching, back in our apartment.
Yep.
Because that's where I worked on this. So much
Yep.
fun. This is a great one to do. It's a lot of fun. And I just have it made into a pillow with that nice sage green
And as you can
So.
see, the benefit of that floss cabinet I have, I just go in there and pull a
Yeah.
yard of everything, so
Yeah.
I can get going on it. And then I did grab, 2 skeins that I hadn't put in the cabinet yet, I would run out of, but, so I think I'm gonna pack this away, and take it along with us.
Yeah,
And
you
work
should.
on it while I'm down there.
Yeah. When I did the cattails, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I did those with satin stitches, but they go horizontal. I don't know if it's going to focus or not, but. And my water, I also did a different kind of stitch there, and heck if I can remember what it was.
Let me see. Maybe
See
I'll
the water?
recognize
See the
it.
water under the.
Oh, we talked about this when you brought this pillow out last time.
Yeah, what was it? What did I do?
That is just a straight stitch that you did at an angle on the top part, and then you did a herringbone stitch at the bottom,
There you go.
in case you wanted to know.
Yeah. Oh, and I did some satin stitches on the acorns. I think that's about it. Wrapped back stitch here for his smile. I think that spider's so cute. Yeah. Okay.
Ta-da.
Voila.
That alarm, by
right.
the way, is our subscriber tribute. Do you want me to finish up these two before you do that?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
So drum roll, you guys will just have to wait a minute till you find out who gets this video's subscriber tribute. Stony Creek had a pattern when we were on, at a convention here in town. Actually, it was, I think, the second one
was
we
the
went to.
second one.
Yeah. I bought a magazine that had this pattern. It was displayed in Stony Creek's shop area.
Yeah.
And
It is beautiful.
it's called Pumpkin Signs.
Oh my goodness, it's so pretty.
And I just loved it. So I started it, and again, it's fall, so I'll pull it back out. This is on linen, but it's a very, very even weave on this linen, and it's a variegated. I really like the color. I'm just going to show you the pumpkin I have done. That's the top of the sign.
And it's DMC.
All of it.
And it doesn't look like it's DMC.
No, and they originally, of course, Stony Creek, you know, if you're used to them, does a lot with anchor. And of course, they put the conversions in.
So cute.
But the DMC just comes out really pretty too.
It is, yeah, it's
So
beautiful.
I'm excited to work on that. I'm excited to get down into the sign because I've got some ideas about some fun stuff to do in there. Give it maybe a plank look. Make it a little woody looking, so that'll be fun. So, and then I had one more thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I had one more thing that I ran across that reminded me of my my K Club. The twins love little things. They like to play with tiny things, and it made sense to me the other day. I realized, well, they have tiny little hands and tiny little fingers, so that's probably fun. But this would be something. We found this again at one of our retreats,
Yeah.
which actually was this convention that we were just talking about. And it's by Teresa Lyman, and they are knotted miniatures, she calls them. She does rugs, she does little rectangles, all different shapes, and they're all done with colonial knots. Every one of those
Like this
is a knot.
entire design, all itty bitty, teeny tiny little knots.
And you use a number 10 embroidery needle, and I'll show you what I have done on mine.
So I have the pecking order, and Liz is called the bunny runaround. That's so cute.
And then you'll see, I started mine by doing some of the straight lines. I thought that would give me some practice. And you don't do just one line of colonial knots. You fill in all the printed area. So when you're actually using the tip of the needle, this one, if you have on magnifiers, each of
Yeah.
those lines, am I good there, Deb? Each of those lines
Yes.
is about 3 to 4 knots across. You get them all piled up in there. So that's where I am, but the reason this jumped out at me twofold. One is my girls like tiny things, but I was thinking about a dollhouse or something down the road where they could use these and play with them. And also, even beyond that, wouldn't that be cute just on a knick-knack curio shelf with something sitting on it?
Yeah.
So I hadn't thought about it before until just seeing it. But the
Yeah.
other thought was that I've always wanted to learn the colonial knot. And when I started doing this, I kept having to watch the video every time I made one. Oh, no, that's not right. That doesn't look right. And I'd do it again.
That knot's not right.
That knot's all right. Not. So I got on YouTube not long ago, pulled up the knot, watched this little video on it. Oh, my word. It is not as difficult as I thought it was. And so I got pretty good at it, and I was enjoying it. And I used the colonial knot on something else I was stitching when I wanted to put some French knots on. I
Yeah.
thought, I'm going to substitute colonial knots. And I did. And it worked. And I was really happy with it.
Cool.
So,
Now
anyway.
you can do this, she did say, with either the French knot or the colonial knot.
Yes, you can.
If you're more comfortable with the French knot.
And what I found for me, because of my circumstances with my back and being able to have both arms out in front of me, when you're doing a French knot, that's 2 elbows up, because you're using 2 hands. The colonial knot, I can rest one arm and still be able to do this knot, because of how it's made. So I found
Yeah.
it much faster and much more conducive to my style of stitching.
Cool.
So I was excited by that.
Cool.
So anyway, we'll see
Yeah.
where that goes. So now off to,
All right, so back to our subscriber
Subscriber.
tributes. Thank you so much for subscribing. We really appreciate that. So, 2 winners today. Arlene Curie, you're going to be getting a Lizzie Kate pattern called Promise Me.
I promise.
I promise. Very, very cute. So if you could get a hold of us, we always leave our emails in the drop-down section under the video. And Samuel Poiner, I think, is your name. And you'll be getting a heartstring samplery pattern, the Prairie Life. I have this one. I love it.
It is, and it's really nice.
Yes.
It's pretty large too.
Yeah. So again, get a hold of us and we will get your goodies out to you. And also at this time, we want to announce the winners of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazines that we were gifted to pass along.
Summer and spring.
Yes. So the first one is Summer and the winner is Deborah Tullock. So Deborah, give us your address and we'll get that out to you. Congratulations. And for the spring Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher is Diane Bowles.
This is the one that has the bunny in it that I liked. That
Yeah.
I found when we went to the Fiber Festival, I
Yeah.
found this frame, this little
Oh, yes, yes.
box that they
Yes,
finished it in.
mhm,
So
yes.
I can finish my bunny that way.
So there you are. Go ahead and get a hold of us and congrats.
Well, since you brought up Primitive Stitcher, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher
You
magazine,
always get yours first. Always.
look what came today. This is the fall issue.
I always have to wait a couple days. She gets hers first.
I do. I'm not sure why, but Rick came in with the mail, and I
Look
looked
how
at it.
pretty.
I thought it looked so much fun. So I'm anxious to get into it
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
Very
But
cool.
these are not just magazines. These are
Oh, that's cute too.
what do you want to call it? Yeah, I'll show you the back.
Very cute.
They're more like a catalog almost.
I
They're
know.
they're a large and they're done on a nice heavy
They're so well
paper.
done.
They
Yeah,
are.
they're
They
well
are. So
done.
I look forward to them
Very
every
cool.
time. So
Okay.
that'll be fun tonight. Deb, what have you
Well,
been working on?
What have I been working on? Do we want to do this now or later? With the
There's
rest
a
of the...
candy called Now or Later. Did you know that? Is this
Oh,
hard like
yes,
taffy?
yes.
It's there
I'm not-
forever when you put it in your mouth.
I'm
That's why
not
they
a
call it
taffy.
that.
Yeah, I don't like taffy.
Mom wouldn't let us eat it.
Yeah.
She could see too many fillings getting wrapped up in that.
Ugh,
She
yeah.
said, nope,
Yeah.
not pulling out the dental work.
No, no. I
But
didn't know what... Yes.
we have 2 things that Deb was going to mention. And so go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, Liz is contributing another adoption piece. So if you would
Go
like...
craft room.
Yeah. You're all going to benefit so much from this cleaning out of the craft room. So it's a counter cross stitch, Victorian Charm by, is this,
Sunset.
it is by Sunset, okay. So this is the pattern, the Victorian house. It comes with all of the thread and the pattern, just not the material, so you can
Yeah,
choose your...
somewhere along the line that got separated.
Yeah, so you can choose your own material. But if you would like to adopt this, what would you like them to say in their comment?
How about sunset?
How about sunset? Okay, if you're interested in this, leave sunset in your comment somewhere and you will be entered to win that.
I was surprised by how many people like to stitch houses. If you actually go in and look at
yeah.
houses, there are so many patterns of beautiful Victorian homes and barn. Well,
Yeah.
we know about Scenic Farm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is
Yeah.
fun.
Definitely. And then we have another giveaway, and this is very sweet. It was sent to us from another subscriber who just wanted to pass it along. So sweet.
Thank you, Ginny.
Yes, thank you. It's a Little House Needleworks pattern. It's number 1 in the Virtue series. I'll actually get it out and show you. It's so cute. Hope. And she was so sweet to send along the threads and needles for it. So, if you are interested in winning this, how
If you
about...
hope you want to win this.
Yeah. How about if you put the word hope in your comment? That was very sweet. Thank you very much. Someone will have fun with that.
Yes.
They could open this bag and just go right to town.
Yes.
Sweet. Very nice. Thank you. All right.
All right. So,
Yes.
what have you been working on?
What have I been working on? Okay. I did. We
have
got.
you caught up to me yet?
Oh, no. We got our last week's worth of homework.
Yes, we did.
That was it, week 28. So I'm not finished. Not like Liz.
Can I go? Yeah, I could. Yeah.
So I will just run it down one more time. She also gave us bonus charts, which then
Yeah.
then I have to stitch. Yes, good, huh?
I saw
Yeah.
those, yep.
I gotta stitch those, but this is mine in all its glory.
You think you know the alphabet by now?
I hope so.
Can you sing it?
I can sing it backwards.
I'll bet you can.
ZYXWVNUTNSNRNQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. There we go.
Wow. That's impressive. Did you do that with your kids?
Yeah, I think it was a song.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you actually had it to the
I
tune.
think
I
it
was
was
thinking you
a
were going to
song.
just like spout off the alphabet.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the last part that we're supposed to be doing, and you're supposed to stitch another alphabet in here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my monogram.
Oh,
That would be
nice.
cool.
Yeah, you can get one out of the books.
Yeah, yes. So I'm going to do a nice big monogram in here, and then I will also stitch the bonus chart, I think, or most of it, some of it after that, and then that will be finished.
We have a book that we
This was a lot of fun.
mentioned a while ago in one of our videos. I think it's by a person named Weiss, W-E-I-S-S. We found it on Amazon. It was told about it to us by someone at our guild when we were doing a class. Remember that book?
Yes.
It's all monograms
Yes.
in Old English style.
Yeah.
You didn't know
That'll
what I was
work
talking
well.
about, did you?
No, I couldn't remember who wrote it, but I remember. Didn't
Yeah.
you give that to me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. I do have that, and then I also have. Who was it that I took a class from? I remember it was the monogram. It was all monogram class.
Oh, at the retreat, or at the, yes,
Yes.
I do, but I don't remember who it was. Was that Eileen
Eileen
Bennett?
Bennett. Thank you. Yep. Yes, but that's only an E.
Oh,
So
no. I did not take that class.
E-I-E-I-O.
That was the first retreat we were on that we met at. And she had signed up for that, and I had signed up for the Christmas one that you guys had seen in one of our videos with the snow globe. And then she went to her monogram class, and then we went downstairs and had soup.
And shopped.
Yes.
Shopped
Yes,
till
yes.
we dropped. So in our last Floss Friends video, we were trying to find, she was trying to find the pattern that you were talking about with the threads.
Well, the funny part was, I said the colors, and
Yeah.
you said, "Oh, it has a big flower basket in the middle." I said, "No, that's the other one.
Yeah.
That's Windermere." And she goes, "You sure?" I said, "Well, I think so. I know the colors don't go with the flower basket one.
Anyway,
They both have flower
yeah,
baskets."
yeah. So this is the one I was talking about, and it is Cornwall Cottage, and someone left us a message saying she was screaming it out to us. So this is it, and it is so pretty. It is another pattern by Rosewood Manor. It's beautiful, and I will
see that.
show you how far I've gotten. And I'm stitching this over one. Heck, if I can remember what fabric this is, though. Do you know? It has a little bit of variegation to it, but I can't remember what it is or what count it is. But this is how far. Oopsie. This is how far I've gotten.
Did I get the same fabric?
I do not remember. I'm not sure.
I
This
will
does
look.
not have many colors. How many colors are in there, Liz? There's not many.
5, I think.
Yeah.
Whiskey, cayenne, bullfrog, grasshopper, pamlico, molasses, 6.
Okay. Yeah.
I did that
It's
from memory.
Beautiful.
That's scary, isn't it?
Yes.
When you have the only reason I have the floss memorized is because that's the one that I was talking about
I love that
being a
basket.
sample,
I hope that came across.
strawberry sampler,
That's so cool.
and trying to find the threads, and then ordering them all from my friend who had her online store, because the dye lots were so different, remember?
Oh, yes.
This is the one I ended up buying twice,
Yes.
the thread for it.
Yeah, that's so pretty. So anyway, mystery solved.
What's funny is you saw
It's all found.
the other Rosewood Manor pattern in Floss Friends that I pulled out, that I had the basket done
Yeah.
on. Didn't I hold that up? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I left it in the
No, I
bin.
don't know if you did.
I'll have to pull that one
Yeah.
out. Because that's the one I started when she started
Okay.
this one.
Hey, this is that fabric that it's like white on one side and then it's
Stamped on the other.
Yeah.
So that would be by, there's only one company that does that. Just a minute.
doesn't say, does it? Here,
Just a minute.
can't read it. Oh well. Fabric Flare. www.fabricflare.com.
But the name of,
Is that it? Stone?
and I think that's the color, stone.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Um,
What's that
But-
say?
the vendor that Marcia got it from, I just bought a piece from, remember? Anyway, it's very
Yeah,
different.
It is. It's very pretty. Very different. So, other than that, oh, I did finally start my homework. Liz had already started it. She had shown hers on our last Floss Friends video. And do you want to hold up together?
Did I bring mine?
Yep, I think right there. So this is
Oh, there we are.
this is our pre-stitch that we have for the Jamboree that's coming up in October, and this is from Kathy Haberman. It's hands-on design, and we will be doing these 3 ornaments, and she'll be teaching the flat fold finish when we're there. So this is all of our pre-stitch that we have to have those ready to go. And I think I started the same one you started, the big one. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Only I started with the top and the banner at the top, and she started
Oh,
with
yes.
the words.
And I started with the words.
So if
right
you
now I
lay
have
this
trick or
over
eat.
top of her piece, like that,
Ah, yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
That'll give you a preview.
Yes, so that is our homework progress. And we also wanted to let you know that the Jamboree is full.
Absolutely full. 70 people coming this
Filled.
year. Awesome.
That's awesome. Yes, wonderful.
We will be busy.
Yes. All right, so other than that, I just have a finish, and that's Olga.
I did a little stitching. I did work on my, oh shucks.
Oh,
I did
shucks.
have a piece of something that was white that I had.
Oh, I have white.
Do you?
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I had wanted to keep working on this till I got the stitching done. I did start a little bit on the finishing edge. Can you see? I did start a little bit on the nun stitch that goes around the outside. I'm gonna tuck this away though and do that with the finishing work. The funny part was, the instructions said, try the 3-sided nun stitch in the margins for a while. Once you get your rhythm, go back and do it. So I thought, oh, well, it's not difficult. So I started on it. Well, then I had to start a new thread. And I was trying to get back into it. And I thought, what did I do wrong? Every time I had to load my thread, I lost my rhythm. And it was so weird. It took me a while to get back into it, but it is
Yeah.
such a fun stitch to do around the outside of something, but you do have to keep your rhythm going.
Yeah.
And I would get I would get confused on what leg I started with.
Yes.
And where I went to on the next leg, and then I'd have
Uh-huh.
to back that out and go back again. But I had a couple of nice
Very cool.
segments that were fun and zoom.
And
But
this is what chart again? Remind me.
this is the Shepherd's Fold series
Okay.
that they did a couple years ago. This is the ruler holder. I'll tell you what, I didn't leave any too much room. If you look there,
Oy.
that's the end of it right there.
Oi, oi, oi.
I think what happened was,
Woo,
when I looked
girlfriend.
at it, I thought this was the other side that came up the tall part of the ruler.
Whoops.
Yep. See, I left lots of room there. So I just took it as high as it would go, and it works out. It'll work out just fine. That'll stand up behind it
Yeah.
the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, if it doesn't, hey, you know what? So it's a little shorter than the ruler.
Exactly.
If the police come looking, you know,
Yeah.
I'll explain it. So that one, I did get another piece done, so I'm working away.
Nice.
I did not, if you'll hold that for 1 second. I worked on a little pattern that was in Halloween 2015, but I forgot the magazine. But what I did was, Deb and I both had this, and so I took the pattern and did a little kit. This is the picture of it from the Halloween 2015. But on our retreat.
So we were getting ready to go on a retreat, and we like to do up little gifts for each other. And so Liz did this up and put everything in it that I would need to work on it and finish it. Threads, the fabric. There's even finishing fabric in here, and
Yeah.
even the little handle twine.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
And
So-
the fun part with this is that I changed up the colors on
Yes.
it. And I really like it. It was originally, well, I didn't
Did you
make,
show this?
I did not.
I'm in love with that pumpkin.
This
That
is
is
where I
awesome.
got to. I did the pumpkin.
I love it.
Started on the
Love it.
crow at the top there.
That is so cool. Oh, yeah, that's awesome looking.
And I just did it on, I think that's Country Mocha, just the fabric.
You put that in here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you put what it is.
Uh-huh.
I think you're right. I think it is country mocha.
And then,
Cool.
and then I used khaki mocha, weeping willow, gold leaf, little house brown, pumpkin pie, and onyx as my colors. So, anyway, I'll have to check. I don't remember how many of those were different from the original, but it was fun. And then talking about just compulsive. I took my little label maker, and then I put the actual colored label over top of what they had. so that it looks like it was done, so that you can actually read it.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
And then I tried to come up with a symbol, but that didn't work very well. But anyway, it was fun just doing a little something for us to stitch.
Yes.
Because we get there, and even though the shop is right there, we've got our list of things to get at the shop. We'll sit down the first night if we don't go right to the store, and we'll think, so what are we going to work on? Well, I brought this big project, but I don't feel like a big project. I wish I had a little tiny something to work on. So finally that
Yep.
year, we did a little tiny something. But, let's see, and that was pretty much what I worked on, with the exception of another finish. So,
Cool.
do you want to show yours?
Sure, I'll show you Olga. Finally got her
This is
finished.
so pretty.
Well, the stitching finished anyway. So, I'll stand up.
See, now
Show
sit
you
down.
from the
Fight,
show you
fight.
from the top. Yeah. All right, here she is. I'm so glad she's finished. In this pumpkin, I did my satin stitches with the dark thread here, and then just regular cross stitches. I did outline with back stitching my all of these like little star Quaker pieces. In this pumpkin, I did satin stitches inside the little, I don't know, what do you want to call them? Polka dots, I guess? This pumpkin here is an elongated cross stitch done horizontally, and also not brick stitched, but right on top each other. Then this pumpkin at the bottom, I did, the white is just regular cross stitch, and then this is supposed to be the dark, kind of like blackish brown color, but I like this gray, It's called Pelican Gray, and I did satin stitches, but I did them diagonally, so that it kind of, and it almost gives it like a basket weave effect. And hopefully that's coming through. And I also did my whipped or wrapped back stitches for any of my stems throughout the piece. And that's it. She's finished and ready to turn into a stocking. That's that. All right. And you have a finish, miss?
I do. Something you said, though, made me think. You said elongated cross stitch done horizontally. I think they call that an oblong stitch.
Oh, okay.
So if it's taller and wider, or taller and over more than one, I think it's elongated. And if it's done wider, then it's called oblong.
Oh, okay.
I think is what they do.
Okay.
Anyway, I was trying to check in my Stitch app on here to see if that's what they're called, but there's like 4 or 5 different oblong versions of a stitch, so, but I think that's what it's called. So if that sounded like you thought you knew what she was talking about, that's what she was talking about. Anyway, her use of satin stitches in this is just gorgeous. I don't know if it comes
Thanks.
across
I don't
as
know.
well
I'm
on
not
the
sure.
screen, and it was hard for me to see what you were showing. But also too, this fabric that she chose is Hobby Lobby, right?
Yes.
And it's by MCG,
Yes, textiles, yeah.
and it's really nice.
It
Now,
is very nice.
I heard rumors about whether or not they are or aren't doing fabric, and
Oh, okay.
but I do know that I was at Hobby Lobby not too long ago, and they had something very similar to this by Zweigart,
Okay.
but I didn't pick it up at the time.
It's awesome fabric. I think it's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And the feel of it is really cool because it's a little stiffer.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to be careful because there are some teeny tiny little threads in here. I mean,
Isn't that a shocker when you're stitching along and you realize there was a thread there and it's just laying right next to the other one?
and there's like hardly anything to it.
Yep.
But you still got to count it.
It's smaller than
Oh.
dental floss. I mean,
Yes.
it's that tiny.
So I did have to still have really
yeah.
good lighting when I used this, just because a couple times I found that I was off, and it was because of one of those itty bitty, teeny tiny little threads.
Yeah, that's how I
So
usually find them too.
I just made sure that I always had really good lighting when I worked on it. But I love the color of it so much.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Very nice.
Thank you. So she's finished.
Yay, Paula Stewart.
Yes.
I had one finish. I did forget to talk about something I got in the mail, though. So I'm going to back up there because I had 2 things. One's in the mail and one was shopping. Rick, my husband, does model building and builds the models that go on the platforms for railroad cars and trains. And he's part of the railroad club in a neighboring community, Columbia, and also a local one in Willow Street, and he just loves it. So at night, it's kind of comical because I'm sitting doing my stitching and he's 6 feet away. He's got my craft table in front of him and he's doing his model building. And he had to go to Hobby Lobby yesterday. And I had been looking for the beads to do one of the Sally Seahorse fobs by Fern Ridge Collection. I wanted to do another one. I had done one as a gift for Deb, but I hadn't done one for myself, and I thought that would be fun to do. And so I have the charms. I had found some other charms, but I was missing a bead number 264, and last time I was at Hobby Lobby, I realized they carried a small section of Delica beads, which was the first time I realized that.
I didn't even look in their bead section yet.
Okay, so I asked Rick, could you go in, and I texted him.
I can't believe you sent your husband
I did.
to find
Can you
a
believe
little,
it?
and he got it.
And he did, I know.
Wow.
I texted him, I told him down the
Good job.
aisle, on the left, hanging in a tube, almost to the wall. And then I sent him a picture.
And then he shows up, he's like, Liz, there's 100 tubes.
Well, I sent him a picture of the actual color and the description.
I'm impressed.
And-
I am impressed that he got that.
And he came back and he didn't text me, he didn't call me with any questions, and I'm thinking, nah, the chances of him having that one color, pretty slim. Because
Yeah.
there's thousands of these colors, right? At least it seems that way when you're online looking for them. And what Hobby Lobby doesn't do is put the actual Delica number on their packaging.
Oh.
So they use their SKU numbers for their shop, but not the bead number. So they only use the bead color description. So I'm trying to convey to him
Oh my gosh.
that, and I'm thinking, there's no way. But I said, okay, here's the SKU number that Hobby Lobby says is on their, version of the bead. And they had that color.
I
It's
can't believe
263.
it. That's amazing.
So I now have the other color I need to make this, so that was fun. Hobby Lobby is quickly climbing my list of craft stores to find things other than
Yep. I'm so glad we
cross
have
stitch.
one
I
now.
am too. And like you said, Rick was shopping, and I told Deb I wanted to go with him, but I just wasn't feeling up to going yesterday. So I said, you know what? Don't wait on me. I'll go another time. And I was telling Deb, and she goes, that's okay, Liz. Hobby Lobby's not where you want to go with your husband. Husbands go, conquer, leave.
Yeah.
We want to shop.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We need to get there
Yeah.
together.
That's not a store you want to be rushed through.
No, no.
At least I don't.
Now, I had an experience on Monday where I had ordered something, and this is rather enlightening. My light,
No pun intended.
croaked.
Gross.
I had another magnifying light. At one point, it was I'm going to call it a knockoff, but you know the ones they get from overseas, and they sell them in catalogs and things. They don't actually have a brand name. I had one of those once, and it had LED lights the whole way around it. Then I had a Mighty Bright, and I loved it, and it wouldn't power up. My power cord or something went funky, and all it did was flash, which gave me a headache watching it, so I didn't use it. So I finally got one, and it came in the mail Monday, and I was so excited, and I put it together, and I didn't want to bring the whole light in, but I am loving it.
And this is a floor lamp.
It's a floor
Floor lamp.
lamp, and you know I have the Dazer, right?
I was just saying
My
that.
big
floor,
tall,
Yeah, floor light.
my big tall Dazer
yes,
lamp.
yes.
I have one of those, and it's on a gooseneck that rotates. I mean, you can put it in any direction you want, and it's wonderful. But I wasn't quite sure whether I would want to use this in front of my work or just use it overhead like I used to use my old light.
Yeah.
This is so nice with only the 13-watt light capacity on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get hot on your hands. And I have not had to wear my magnifiers all
What?
week. I've been
Really?
using this in between where I sit and my stitching.
Wow.
And it's big enough area to do it with. I'm in love with this.
Oh wait. So do you look through here?
I do.
Okay.
Yep. And the gooseneck is such that you just pull it. It's it just comes right across over my recliner,
Okay.
and I tilt it. And it's not bright enough to wash out the TV or anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
anyway, having fun with this.
Nice.
And I did
Now,
have a-
price wise, what?
let's talk Hobby Lobby.
Oh.
I found this when I was looking and first found their Delica beads on that trip to Hobby Lobby. It was $124.99. I used their 40% off coupon and ordered it through the mail. And that put it at 70 something.
Okay.
And that is a really good price for a floor lamp with a magnifier.
Yeah,
if you
that's
compare
great.
them to other ones. And I will tell you that the first lamp I received was Monday a week ago. And I went to put it together and it no worky.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed. And they are so good. There was another one coming to me in short order.
Nice.
And so I can't say enough about Dan in their customer service department.
Nice.
And I can't say enough about that light. So if anybody is looking for one that can sit on the floor next to them, that's a great one. An old one I had was adjustable between tabletop and floor.
Yes,
Remember that one?
yes.
Yeah. So that was nice. But I generally kept it overhead. I never used the magnifier
Yeah.
function.
You should bring that when we go away to our retreat.
I was going to say something about that while we were on video, because in our stitching area when we're on our retreat, we have 2 recliners, and they're in the corners of the room, and there's a window behind us, but we stitch at night most of the time. And so it's darker, and we just have one light on the coffee table, like a coffee table lamp, and then another one that's like a phone lamp over in the far corner. And neither of us have a tremendous amount of light, but Deb uses her clip-on light.
Yeah, and we can put on the overhead, but still, That would be great.
I'm thinking this one will sit right next to me.
Me?
and it'll,
Yeah.
It'll
Mhm.
work really
Right
well.
next to me? Yeah.
Wink, wink. So anyway, that was fun. I got that in the mail.
Nice.
But I did have one finish. Again, this goes back into the let's clean out the craft room. I think I mentioned a couple days ago that I had not finished my little
Ooh, yeah.
pattern. This is the one I did for Deb, this little girl, the Hawaiian girl, and
Yeah.
did the little pineapple Sculpey. This is the
Should have brought
one
it up.
that
I
I
could have showed it again.
was stitching for me,
Yeah.
the little whale. And I finished him, and I put his little grommet in, and I had his little crab ready to go. So here he is,
These are so cute.
and he'll go on my little caddy.
Look how cool. Oh, I should have brought my little girl up to show them.
Well, we'll show them our, hanging on our boxes before we go away.
Okay. And look at the crab. Look at that.
He was so much fun.
Look how cute.
And I did him using a tutorial online of, there are so many tutorials for Sculpey
So
clay.
cool.
It's so much
Look
fun.
how cute he is.
The
He's
girls and I
adorable.
spent a whole weekend together making charms and things, actually last fall in the kitchen. So I imagine that'll come around again.
Remember we talked about doing that like on a snowy day or something. Wouldn't that be fun to get
Yep.
out our Sculpey stuff and just
Yep,
make things?
we have the clay, we have the tools. I even bought the pasta maker that you use to warm up the clay and make it really malleable. And so we have that to play with.
We'll have to do that. That'd be fun.
That took us, collecting all the Sculpey things took a series of 50% off coupons at Joann's. But anyway, so he's done.
Very,
So
very
that'll
cool.
be fun to put on my little
And I
head.
like the felt on the back, the houndstooth. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's one of those little squares you gave me from Goods.
I like it.
She bought me a little set of wool felt, and they were all about 6-inch square.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking through thinking, what am I gonna do? And the finishing technique I used, I learned from Kathy Haberman. And you just open the back, you go ahead and seam it together all the way around. You open the back, fill it, and then you use like an elongated stitch,
Mm-hmm.
or this is a herringbone?
Herringbone.
Yeah, herringbone stitch. I just did up the back. And it was really fun because all the squares on there already, I just used those as a guide.
Yeah.
Just zipped up the back.
And sometimes also what Kathy will do if she's doing that, when we did our little pillows, she'll cut out a little shape out of felt and put it over the opening that she had.
And then you do a buttonhole stitch around the outside of it.
yeah.
Yep. So that was fun.
Just another way to do it.
Yep.
Yep. Very cute. Now, are you going to do any more of these?
I don't know. This is by Clouds Factory, which
Yeah.
you may not have noticed.
Yes, I think I showed the whole thing.
And I have several of their patterns that I got PDF versions. And I have a couple of their samplers. I have a couple of they have a series
That
of
pineapple's cute.
postcards. It is of postcards and little scenes on them. I forget what they reference those
Yeah.
titles of, but
Very cute.
anyway, I have the fall sampler, and I may have the Christmas sampler, I'm not sure. I
Cool.
do have the Christmas town, I do have that one, but they're cute. I know the girls think they're fun. I always thought that the older girls would want to stitch some of those motifs come Christmas
Yeah,
time as
they might.
ornaments.
Yeah.
They would be fun.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
So, at this point, we are ready to do a spotlight.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about Coulee Country. And I want to share, it stuck out when I saw the title, and I thought, I want to look into this a little bit. Deb's going to hold this, and if I can find my pen, I want to show you a little bit about what I found out Coulee Country is. And then after we start this and you see it, you'll understand. Can you turn it a little bit more towards, there you go, towards the phone.
Got it? Is
Yep.
that good? Okay.
And this is on YouTube. I just put in Coulee Country, and this happened to come up. This is South Wisconsin. And the reason it kind of struck in my mind was because living in the Heartland area of the country in Illinois, that rang a bell. And it's an area,
Can I fast forward?
I think I will just bring it out to where you see some of the country. There we go. If you can hold that up. I think we got some water and some, there we go. Now we got some countryside. This is, it looks like a spring or summer morning. The word coulee means drainage or flow, and evidently this is a valley with a lot of water and a lot of lush green country. And they have some fishing and some...
Is he okay?
You stay where you are,
Okay.
and I'll just bring up my... See if I can bring up my little... Okay, well anyway, there we go. Take us to a different area. Just give you an idea. Can you bring it back just a little bit? This is in this guild that we're going to look at, Coulee Country EGA, is also part of the Heartland region where the Mississippi River Valley chapter was also a member. So there's a lot in common. And it's just a beautiful area. I'll slide
Yeah.
it one more time to the... far end. Get the change of seasons coming in there. And it's just very lush. I had heard of the Dells, and that's a different type of area as well. But it's just, there's so much in this country we aren't even aware of because we don't travel it as much as we could. But anyway, so
Very cool.
Coulee Country is very different. It's gorgeous. I'm jealous about the area you live in. And this guild with the EGA has a mission statement, is to inspire passion for the needle arts through the education and the celebration of its heritage. So that's what the Coulee Country chapter is focused on. They have a newsletter and a logo. This is their logo. And their newsletter is just packed.
Yeah.
I am really
Yeah,
impressed, are
very-
you not, with all the
yeah.
things that people put in their newsletters. They keep a schedule of events that have to
Yeah.
do with needlework for their summer.
It's very well done.
They have all the new techie things going on listed in here. They keep the project reference page of the things that they're going to be doing and looking on. They have like a finishing technique each month that they're focused on, and that's in here so that you know what to bring in if you want to learn a new technique.
That's awesome.
And then they do their minutes and their contact information. So nicely done newsletter, ladies. The guild's president currently is Mary Hostler, and their guild is 40 years old. That's the longest, the oldest we've talked about
Is it
so far.
so far?
I
Okay.
think the next one was in the 30s.
Yeah, I think it was.
They meet
Yeah.
the second Monday of every month, except for July and August, so I'm assuming that they take those months off.
Yeah.
Which would also be a nice break for people. They meet from 9 in the morning, and that's one meeting, and then they meet at 6:30, I'm assuming, right? They have
Yeah.
two separate meeting times.
That's also nice.
They meet at the Redeemer Lutheran Church. That must be a popular place to meet in the Midwest, because that's where the Mississippi River Valley chapter met. And their meeting place is on Weston Street in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Their typical meeting format, the business meeting, and then the program followed by a stitch-in. As Liz said, the focus of the guild is to inspire the passion for the needle arts through the education and celebration of its heritage. The annual dues are $50. Their annual activities consist of, they have an exhibition during Oktoberfest at the main library in La Crosse, and an exhibition at the Heider Center for the Arts in West Salem, and that is December through mid-January. And they have an annual banquet in May. The contact name and email address we will list in the drop-down section underneath our video, and it's Mary Hostler. So if you're in the area and you can go and check them out, please do.
And then they mention in their newsletter that they do have a newly formatted webpage that is in, to make it compatible with the Heartland region. So you'll get information about this EGA through their EGA structure and websites, and we'll put that in the drop-down box.
Yep.
If you're in that area, I would encourage you to
Oh,
check
yeah.
this out. There's something about those Midwest stitchers. I mean, they are all about their stitching.
Yeah,
They have exhibits, the way they set their meetings up,
nice.
it's awesome. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's great.
For letting us include you in today's video. And at this point, we're gonna look at Gadget
Gadget
Corner.
Corner.
Deb was kind of over the top on this one.
I am. I think this is so cool.
And this one, I designed. And I use it. I've always fussed around with my Q-snaps and wanting magnification on my Q-snaps.
And the reason why she fussed around is because when you put your little clip-on thingies on this round part of the Q-snap, how many times have I scared myself because it'll...
Deb jumps about 5 feet.
I do. It'll just pop off once in a while. It drives me crazy.
And when it happens, it's funny.
It's
but-
not. No, it's not.
So I have a friend, absolutely wonderful friend named Ron, and he does incredible woodworking, small finished type woodworking. In fact, we have a box he made for us with a magnet clasp and everything, and we just haven't found the right thing. We actually thought we had it. I can't remember now what it was we thought we'd put in there.
Yeah.
We'll have to be looking anyway.
Yeah.
So I designed it and he made it for me. It fits over the corner of my Q-snap and has a narrower top on it, and my magnet fits right over the, wait, I have to slide this
me
over
see?
because you're not seeing
okay.
it. There we go. So now it sits on it. Now it's a much flusher fit when the fabric's in here as
Yeah.
well. Now, I do have thoughts in mind that this might be also a little bit easier made out of like a plastic. But he didn't realize exactly what I was doing with it when I designed it. And when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, that's a little large, but actually it's not.
I don't think so.
It holds the corner very well.
And you
then
could
I
glue
can-
on a magnet also to put your scissors up here.
Yep.
Needle minder. That
Yep.
would be cool.
So then I get my magnet down here.
Yeah.
And then I can move my fabric back and
And you can
forth.
switch corners.
Yep.
Yep. I think
So,
that's so cool. I love it.
I don't know what to call it, though. It doesn't have a name yet.
Does it? Okay, we'll have to come up with a name.
It's a gadget. So, hey, you got any ideas? Corner hugger? Q-snap? I don't know. Send your ideas.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's one you haven't seen in your local store.
That's
And
very cool.
Thank you, Ron. And he even used brass tacks on
I
it. I don't know if
know.
you can see the
Yes.
tacks or not,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
really, really pretty finishing
Very,
tacks.
very cool.
And he sanded
Very
it.
cool.
He's so sweet.
I don't have one of these yet, Ron.
You do, you do not have one of those yet, Deb. I guess I have to make dinner for Ron again sometime soon.
Hey, I'll cook for him. That's all right.
There's an idea.
All right.
We would like to thank all of our local needle workshops. Our area here is blessed to have two. We have
Yes.
Hodgepodge in Strasburg, and then we have Stitches Unlimited in, well, it's in
Lancaster.
Lancaster, but it's up Lidditz Pike, a little closer to Lidditz.
Yeah.
Um,
And then we also consider Salty Yarns.
yes.
Even though it's a little bit further away.
They
Still.
they don't see us daily, but we do try to make it there as often
Probably a
as we
good thing.
can.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we live further away.
And we also would like to thank all the designers,
Yeah.
and all the other floss tubers, and everybody that helps to make our craft that much more fun and enjoyable.
Yes.
And please remember, share the
Share
joy of needlework.
See
Bye-bye.
ya.